Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. Today I am going to be decluttering my beauty station. So I'm going to do my cosmetics. I was in a big decluttering and binge mode in December and I was able to get a lot of things out of my closet. But I am more so doing this just to motivate you if you are in this binging mode, as well as to keep myself honest with what it is that I do need to get rid of from my beauty pieces, because sometimes I buy something and there's like a little bit of a sentimental value or like a story behind it. Maybe it was a birthday gift or it was a piece that I really like saved my money for. So there's like little things that keep things in my collection that really need to go. So I am gonna take you along to show you what it is that I'm getting rid of and show you how it is that I organize my beauty station. I do like to keep my stuff pretty much to what I'm using only and just have a little bit of backups, kind of like seasonal foundations and things like that, but not too much. Also, if you haven't already noticed, I am in my master bathroom and there might be an echo in here just because there's like a lot of tile and, you know, granite and stuff like that, where it's just picking up and bouncing my voice around. So I do apologize for that, but if you are interested to see what it is that I have in my collection or want to know what I'm getting rid of, just stay tuned and I'll show you. Hi, so I have my trash bag here. This is just a medium-sized trash bag, and then in this drawer right here I do have a lot of my everyday items as well as a lot of miscellaneous that should not really be here. So I'm going to tackle this first so I can make space for this drawer, and then I'm going to head over to my cabinet here where I keep most of my everyday, or actually my entire collection in here. So I'm going to go through here first and let's get going.
You color my life, you break the line.
Have a bunch of eye drops. Have more eye drops.
And tell me your secrets. I will tell you my secrets.
Oh wow, this is my keychain. I used to have this in the key pouch, and that's what I use. I have one of these little gadgets. Clearly should not be in my drawer. More eye drops. This is like for your makeup brushes. I have some Tylenol. Powder, another powder, another powder, another powder, another powder.
Just all the time, I'm falling for you. And tell me your secrets. I will tell you my secrets. We are different polos, but I like it. Why, baby, do you look so pretty and your smile, my, baby? I'm almost breathing, tell me why, baby, do you look so pretty and your smile, baby, do you look so pretty and your smile, baby? I'm almost breathing, tell me why, baby, do you look so pretty and your smile, baby, do you look so pretty and your smile, baby? I'm almost breathing, tell me why, baby, do you look so pretty and your smile,
Alright, so this was everything that was inside of my drawer, like all of that. Okay, so I have my bag here off to the side, and I'm just going to start with the eyeshadows that I know that I grab every day or that are new. So, for example, this one, I still have the box. This Hocus Pocus one is such a pretty palette. You see, I still have the little plastic on there, but I have started using it and it's very pretty. So I'm going to put this in the drawer. I am also going to keep this palette. So this one I actually got last year for my birthday. This is a Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. It has these pretty shades in here, a lot of glitters, very fun colors, and I do use this. The next palette that I have is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This palette I also got last year, and it has all these beautiful shades, and as you can see, I do use this. So this palette, wow, this palette I got pretty much around the time that I was, you know, much more active in YouTube, doing more makeup related videos. So I know this is fairly old, but it's so pretty. You know, it's one of those things that it's not used. I mean, I did use it a lot, but there's still a lot of product in here. I'm gonna have to think about it, and if I do get rid of it, I'm obviously gonna keep the makeup brush. So I'm gonna just set that aside. And then I also have another one. Same story with this one. I got this one about a year afterwards, but still I've had this for a very, very long time. And it says shelf life is 12 months. Well, that's interesting because this one says that the shelf life is 24 months. You might not be able to see that, whereas this one says 12. Okay, so this palette, I actually still use this color right here, but for the most part, I think I have this shade in another palette. So I'm gonna take the brush, put it off to the side. I'm just gonna close this one and call it a day. Very sad, but we're letting you go. All right, so the next one I have this NARS Narcissus palette. This is also a palette that I got a very, very long time ago, so I should get rid of it. And the shelf life for this is 24 months. You may be able to see there. 24 months. And this palette actually has very nice shades in it. It has the Laguna bronzer and then the Orgasm shade. This one, I think it's like the Paloma highlight and bronzer duo. And then these, I have no idea what they're called. I think one of these is like Deep Throat or something like that. Anyways, I've had this for such a very long time, and I did use it and enjoyed it a lot. So I'm gonna just call it a day and get rid of it as well. The next palette that I had in this drawer is by NYX. This is the happy birthday gift that Ulta gave out a few years ago. I think I want to say it was maybe like 2018 that they gave this. Let's see, 24-month shelf life. So this one, whenever I first got it, I really didn't touch it because I did have other palettes that gave me a lot of variety in color. So I just kind of saved this one and I held on to it for such a long time. But in recent months, I found that I actually do like this color palette and I have been using it. So because I had it sealed for such a long time and didn't start using it until recently, I'm going to keep it. The next palette that I had in here, it is also a bronzer palette. This is the Park Avenue Princess by Tarte. And this one is a 12-month shelf life. You might be able to tell there. But the thing about having palettes is that literally you have to have just this and nothing else, because they have a lot of, you know, the product that comes in it is a very good size and a great range. This one, I am going to go ahead and part ways with it. I did use these two. I think one of these broke. One of them was like a highlighter and the other one was a bronzer. I did use one and the other one just kind of started shattering. I would still use it, but the one that I will use the most is this Princess Cut bronzer shade, and then sometimes the Angle, not so much this darker one or this carrot color because it's very shimmery. So I'm just gonna part ways. Okay. Okay, so now moving on to my foundation. I have this one by Dior. I have it in this shade 3N. This is actually a little bit too dark for me, but I do have another one in my drawers down there that I mix this with to be able to get my perfect shade. This is more like my summer shade, and I actually got this during the spring, and it says 12 months shelf life. So I'm just gonna keep it and then continue to mix the lighter shade so that it can work and I can use it up. So I'm keeping this one. This is Dior Forever 24-hour high perfection foundation, so I'm keeping that. And then this one, this is actually my everyday foundation currently. So this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I have it in the shade 3N 1.5 Latte. So I use this and it's my everyday, so I'm gonna use that. This one is by e.l.f. This is the Flawless Satin Foundation. I got it in the shade 240 Vanilla. This is actually, it's a pretty foundation. The shade is too light for me, so I'm gonna get rid of it, but it's a very good foundation, and I feel like if I had my right shade, I would still keep it because I did enjoy it whenever I did use it. So I'm just going to toss that. And then I have this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I have it in the shade 207. This one is a tad bit dark for me at the moment, but it's a very good foundation and I am going to keep it. I actually got this during the summer, so it's not old at all. The shelf life on this is 12 months, so I still have some time. I have this Bye Bye Foundation by IT Cosmetics. It is the oil-free version. I have it in the shade medium. I'm kind of in the fence with this one. Like, I like the foundation, but then I don't like it. It depends how I set it. So I'm gonna put this in my maybe pile because it has a lot of product and it is my color, like my shade. I'm gonna go over with all these pencils. So this is a razor. I am actually going to get rid of it because I do have another one down there and I need to, you know, keep it sanitary. This is a Benefit Gimme Brow. I have it in the shade 4. It is kind of dusty because of the powder, but it still has a lot of product in here and it's very good to set to your brows, so I am going to keep it. This is the Lancome Clease Booster XL. It is the mascara primer. This one I actually had bought a backup of, so I do have a backup in my drawers, and as you see, it's getting a little bit crusty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this, especially because it is an eye product. Let's see, does it give me the shelf life? The shelf life for this one is 4 months, so definitely getting rid of that one. So this is a Morphe Definer Brow Pencil, and I have it in the shade Almond. This is the brow pencil that I'm currently using because I did dye my hair a few weeks back, and I had a lot of like medium tones, so I had to go a little bit lighter, golden undertone. So I did get this one, and it is what I'm using now, so I'm keeping this. And this is the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. I have it in the shade Warm Brown Auburn. This pencil is so amazing. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Definer pencil or something like that. Like, it's literally just about the same as that one, except, you know, cheaper, and I think it has a little bit of more product in there. So I'm actually going to use this up and then trash it, of course. Okay, so then I have my MAC Prep and Prime. This is actually my first tube out of my second. I think I got this one during the spring 21 Days of Beauty, and then I liked it so much I ended up getting a backup during the fall 21 Days of Beauty from Ulta, the event that they do every year. So I am going to keep this. This is an amazing lip ridge filler. If you are someone that, you know, doesn't have perfect lips, I really recommend this one as a primer, or like I sometimes use it like a chapstick too. So I'm keeping this. I have this LORAC Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer. This eyeshadow primer is so amazing. I actually don't really wear eyeshadow primers, and this one says it's a 6-month shelf life. So I'm actually going to get rid of this one just because I know that it's pretty old. It's old by age, not by use, if that makes any sense. But I'm going to get rid of this one. I have a lip balm, which I know is good and not old at all. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. Then I have some powders. So this little guy is a NC30 Studio Fix Plus Foundation sample, and this, you see, it's a little sample. So this I actually got whenever I did a Black Friday purchase. So it doesn't have a shelf life, but I know it's still good because it is powder. So I'm gonna keep this. I have this Hourglass Mineral Veil Setting Powder. It's a translucent shade. There's a little bit in there if you can kind of see, but I am actually going to go ahead and get rid of it because I've had it for such a long time and I don't really gravitate towards it. So I am going to throw this away. Okay, the next I have this Derma Blend Professional Loose Setting Powder. This is actually the powder that I use instead. I mix it with this Bare Minerals Concealer. I have it in the shade, this is the Well Rested. So I mix these two and that is what I use as my setting powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in there because I know I use them. I have my e.l.f. Sheer Tint powder foundation. This is actually too light for me, but I do use this for the mirror because it's so big. It doesn't have a shelf life symbol at the bottom, but and then right here you just have the powder puff, which I never really used. I'm just gonna set this out to the side and keep it. Next I have this MAC. This is the medium skin mineralized finish, and I use this sometimes, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it over here. I have this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the shade 2. This is the under eye corrector. I use this a lot. It's actually dirty. I do use this every single day for my under eyes and also for any redness that I might have, so I'm going to put this aside and keep it. Next I have, sunscreen. This, I actually have a moisturizer that has a sunscreen, so I do have a pool, so I'm gonna go put this in my little supply closet afterwards. I'm gonna set that aside. So this is a Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield Primer. It's also an SPF. So I actually heard a couple of weeks ago that, primers are the biggest scam in the world. And that was after I actually got this. So I got this during the fall 21 Days of Beauty just a few months ago. So I was just like, oh my gosh, good thing I got it 50% off. So I do use this every day. So I'm gonna keep this, leave it in there. So then I have the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. This I've actually had since March 2021. During that time, like in the March-April time, there's always like a 15% off with cosmetics from Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and like Saks. So I got this from one of those, and it actually says it's a 24-month. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. This is the Amore Pacific Moisture Brown Skin Energy Hydrating System. This skincare brand is amazing. I've had this for such a long time and I still use it every now and then, but I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. It is amazing though, so I do need to get another one that is fresh. So I'm throwing this in the bag. This is a Buffing Grind little sample by Bobbi Brown. I've never used this. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss it because I know it's just going to stay lingering and I'm gonna forget about it. So trashing that. This is, trash and trash as well. So next I have this. So this is my Tarte lash curler, and actually it pulls my lashes a lot and I do tend to clean it every so often. So I'm gonna take this off, and I think I have a refill down at the bottom. And while I'm here with this microfiber cloth, I'm going to clean it off. So this curler is so. If you do have a favorite, let me know from what brand so I can give that a try. So I'm gonna set this one to the side. And then these are clean beauty blenders, so always need those. I'm keeping that. And everything else that's off to the side, I do have this tool and then also my tweezers. The tweezers actually go down at the bottom, so I'm going to put that aside because I'm gonna bring my drawers up so we can go through those. So far that is the progress. Let's tackle the drawers. I actually brought them out and then I cleaned the bottom. I had a whole bunch of makeup bags, so I consolidated those and gave a good wipe to the area. But these things are very heavy, very sturdy, and great quality. So I'm gonna start off with the very top one and work my way down. I may not be able to get through every single drawer. I'm not gonna do the bottom. The bottom is a lot of my nail polish, and as you can tell, I have a lot. So I'm not gonna go through any of those. And then my hand cream by L'Occitane. It's like an exfoliating cream for manicures. So I'm not gonna go through discarding any of that. And I'm gonna go just a little bit fast so that I can get through everything. Okay, so I did bring the little shelf down so I can give you a better angle. This very first drawer, it has some of my extra brushes that are clean, and then I have this super old Hoola bronzer brush, like a kabuki kind of style brush, which obviously brushes, you can just continue to wash them over and over and you should be fine. This one still is soft to the touch, so I'm still gonna keep this one despite it being old. And then I have a new brush, and obviously I have some clips and then some hair ties, so keeping all of that. So here I have a lot of my concealers, my mascaras, and eye pencils. So just right off the back, I'm going to get rid of this little minis by Charlotte Tilbury. I've had them for such a long time. I really do like the Legendary lashes one, but I have not purchased a full size. But these have done their job, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. I have these 24/7 by Urban Decay Glide On pencils. We have Bourbon, which is very pretty, and also this one, which I need to sharpen. And just because I need to sharpen, I'm gonna go ahead and just toss it. I've had it for such a long time too. And that's one of the things with eye pencils, that you can always just sharpen them and get down to a newer level. So I think that's why I keep these. But I have Demolition, almost done with this one. This one actually I repurchased in 2019. So I'm almost done with that one, and then Bourbon. So keeping those two. Then I have two black eyeliners. I have NARS Longwear pencil, and then I have the Makeup Forever Aqua Excel pencil in both the shade black. These are very good. You know, that is the NARS, and then this is a softer brown. So I'm going to keep those two. Eyeliner. So I really don't use upper eyeliner, and I've had this for such a long time, but it still works. I am actually going to toss it just because I have had it for a long time. I then have this eyeliner, Kat Von D mini liner, which I am going to keep. So I'm going to toss this one. Then I have an Anastasia Brow Wiz in the medium brown. So this is the one that I was using right before I dyed my hair. This has a lot left, and I can actually still use it. I might just have to do like a darker pressure point to be able to use it. So I'm keeping this. This is the Benefit Highbrow. I've had this for such a long time, and I honestly do not use it, so I'm just going to toss it. Then I have this It Cosmetics Lash Blowouts. I am thinking that I've been out of frame for such a long time. I do apologize. This is a mascara that I'm wearing today. I do like it, so I'm keeping this. Then I have this Dior Show Primer Lash Mascara. This is new, so I'm keeping this. This is the backup that I had bought for the lash primer. This one is brand new, so well, it's not brand new. I used to keep this in my purse too. It's much newer. It's actually just, I got it in September-ish time, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my drawer. Alright, then I have this Voluminous Mascara, which I've had for a long time. L'Oreal mascaras from the drugstore are very, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one. This I got during the fall 21 Days of Beauty, so I'm keeping this. Then I have the Lash Tint Idol. So this one is actually not old either, so I'm gonna keep that one. Then I have a concealer by Marc Jacobs. This one, it's a good concealer. I got it on sale, and I surprisingly kind of like it. I won't say that it's my favorite, but I am still using it, so I'm keeping this. I have a mini Charlotte Tilbury foundation in the shade 5.5. This I have not used. I'm going to keep this one. And then I have two minis. I have a Tarte Shape Tape Glow On, and then I have a Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I have it in a 3.5 medium, and then I have the jumbo size in the 29N. So this I actually still use, and this I'm almost running out, I think. I think I'm almost running out. I still have some, so I'm going to keep this one. I don't use this liquid highlighter, so I'm just going to toss it. And then I have another prep pen, hydrating serum on one side, and then it is the concealer on the other side. This is by Estee Lauder. This, I think it's too light for me. So this is a little bit too light for me for the moment, and it did come off a little too liquidy whenever I swatched it, so I am just going to get rid of it. And then I have a Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is the mascara that I'm currently using alongside the Lash Blowout by It Cosmetics, so I'm going to keep that. I was able to downsize that. Moving on to this drawer. So this is a small Naked shade by Urban Decay. It's a jumbo pencil. I love the color, but I've had it for such a long time, so I am going to toss it. And then I have this Kat Von D mini. So this one I don't really use. This is one of her iconic shades. It is it's actually Ludwig. I thought it was a different one. I am going to toss this one. Then I have a NARS mini lipstick. This I actually have not even used. You see that? I probably swatched it and that's about it. I'm just gonna set that aside. Then I have this Tarte mini one. I used to have this in my desk back at work as a, you know, touch-up backup lipstick if I ever forgot mine. And then I also used to have this one. This is a Makeup Forever mini. This is in a darker shade and it reminds me of a lot of the MAC Twig color. So I actually do have MAC Twig, so I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm going to set this one aside because it's such a good color. And then I have the Ciate London Liquid Velvet in the shade Bittersweet. So this I don't use at all, and it's a little bit purpley, but I don't have this color in my collection, so I'm just going to keep that and hang on to it. Then I have a mini by Tom Ford. This is in the shade Addison. This is such a pretty color. You see, it's a very wearable everyday pink, so I'm keeping that. This is a blush compact, so it comes in this beautiful presentation. I have it in the, I forgot the name of the color, but it says number 10 there. It is such a poppy orange coral. See? So this I actually just got last year, so I'm keeping this. And I'm keeping it in the little pouch here. Alright, so moving on to the lipsticks, I have this NARS pencil. This I actually do not wear, and I am gonna go ahead and let it go. Right, so then I have a lip gloss, the Lip Maximizer by Dior. This is in their, I can't even see the shade, but it's one of their basic, like #1 kind of shades. This one I got last year, so I'm gonna keep this one. And then I also got the Dior Lip Glow Addict in the shade Coral. This I also got last year, and I actually do like this. So I might get one of their basic ones, like either like a color or like a clear. So I have that. This I actually got last year as well. I have an unboxing for this, so I am gonna link that down below. But this is one of their matte liquid lips. It's very like soft and velvety, so very pretty. I'm keeping this. This is my one and only Burberry lipstick. This is a red shade, and it's one of those wash of color kind of shades. It's one of a kind red in my collection, so I am keeping this. Then I have this YSL in the shade #1. It's one of their Rouge Voluptuous lipsticks. I actually don't really use this. I don't think that it fits me well. I thought of just putting like a darker lip liner all over the lips and putting this over top. So I am actually just going to get rid of it. If I do find that it works for me, then I'll probably repurchase later down in the line. But I do have a lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury that I think can replace it. Actually, I'm just gonna set it aside. So this is my one and only Dior lipstick. This is in Rose Montagne. It's one of my favorite shades. I got it last spring, so I'm keeping that. Then I have 4 Chanel lipsticks. I have the shade 94, and then I have a limited edition 05. Then I have a velvet color in the number 46. And then I also have another one in the 96. So out of all of these, I'm just going to show you really quick. This is like a poppy pink, and this is a rosy. This is such a pretty color, but I've had this for a very long time, so I am keeping this. No, I'm tossing this one. And then I have this one. This is such a beautiful color. I like this one a lot, so I'm keeping that. That is one of their matte formulas. And then this one, gosh, this is like my only orange that I have, and I live in Houston, so obviously like the Houston Astros, so I do wear this whenever I go to the ball game, and it's so pretty. So I am keeping this one. That's it. So making progress. This is my Charlotte Tilbury drawer, and right off the back I know I'm gonna get rid of this. This is one of their eyeshadow quads. Whenever I got it, it actually came broken. I haven't really used it since, so I'm just going to toss it. It's so sad, but it does say 30-month shelf life. Maybe I should keep it. Such a hard decision. Let me look at it again. The only shade that I really use from here is this pink one. So okay, just because it says 30 months, I am going to keep it. Alright, and then I have my Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold highlighter palette, which I do really use a lot, as you can tell. So then I have 3 of the Hollywood Lips, Rising Star, Dolly Bird, and then I have it in Too Bad, I'm Bad shade. These I don't really wear too much, but they are beautiful colors, so I'm just going to keep them. Then I have this gloss by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Pillow Talk. This I actually do not use. And I think it's because I have it in this drawer as opposed to like in my makeup. It's kind of hard to wear lip gloss with a face mask, but it's a very nice shade and you see it doesn't separate, so it should still be fine. Then these are my lip liners. I have Very Naughty, I have Walk of Shame, Love Trap, Super Size Me, Bond Girl, Pillow Talk, Pink Venus. I think they're a little bit better than MAC, but they are pricier. So these are my favorite lip liners and I do use most of these. I don't know where the powder came from, so I'm just gonna keep those. As my swatches were drying out, I noticed that the liquid lipstick that I was gonna keep, the Chanté London, is actually darker than the Kat Von D, so I'm just going to swap it. I'm gonna trash Chanté and then I am going to keep this one. So then now is my Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I use pretty much all of them. So I have Pillow Talk, Kim KW, Bosworth Beauty, Sunset Lover, The Duchess. This one is Blushing Dream, Rosy Kiss, Bond Girl, Legendary Queen, Night Crimson, and Hell Spells. I do have a video on this, so I will link that down below. So now my MAC. I know I'm gonna get rid of one MAC lipstick. I do have a video on my MAC lipsticks, so if you're interested, I'll link that down below as well. I'm gonna get rid of Freckle Tone. I've had this for such a long time and I'm almost done with that, so I don't feel bad about letting it go. So I'm just gonna do a quick swatch. It's a beautiful color. It reminds me a lot of Charlotte Tilbury's Bitch Perfect, which I might pick up. I am tossing this one. And then I have the Buxom lip gloss in the shade Dolly. This is such a pretty color. I don't really use it too much, again, with like face mask and whatnot, but it's a beautiful color and I'm keeping this. Then I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills in Toffee. It's a lip gloss, so very pretty lip gloss there. I'm gonna keep that. I have another MAC. This is a lip gloss. I have this in a berry color. I can't really see the name, so I'm gonna keep this. Then I have this Velvet Matte Liquid Lip Color by Victoria's Secret. It's a very pretty color, so I'm going to keep this one. And then I have this Stila Stay All Day in the shade Rico. This is also a deeper color. It's such a scary color, but I have used this before and it's very nice and it's very soft on the lips, so I'm going to keep it that. My lip liners, I think this is where I left off. I have Soar, I have Beat, I have Bowley Bear, Auburn, Whirl, Edge to Edge, and Cherry. Some of these are brand new, like this one is brand new. I just got it during their Black Friday sale and I do use these, and as you can see they are, you know, more new than used, so I am gonna keep those. Usually whenever Ulta has their 21 days of beauty and these are on sale, I'll try to grab 1 or 2 of them, just depending if they're in stock. But that's pretty much it for my MAC and liquid lipstick section. So now going through my original beauty box, I have some palettes and some highlighters in here. So I'm just gonna go right off the back, let you know I am going to get rid of this Wet n Wild highlighter. I've had it for such a long time and it's a very beautiful color, a nice peachy golden tone. It is in the shade Precious Petal, just in case you are looking for one that's very affordable. It's very pretty and it does stay put. I have these 2 highlighters by Jaclyn Cosmetics. I actually got these during the 21 days beauty and then they had like a random 50% off all Jaclyn Cosmetics. So I have Iced and I have Mesmerized, and then I have this eyeshadow palette that I actually got for Christmas last year. It is so pretty. It has all these little nice tones and I will keep it. I have this little mini ambient lighting powder in the shade Dim Light. This, I'm nearly out of it, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I have another Hourglass Mini and this is Mood Exposure. This is a blush and I do have some of it left, so I'm keeping this one. I have a Tarte blush. This is in Partey and this is the shade of it here. It is very similar to this one. This is Seduce. You see the shades are very similar. I'm going to keep Seduce and get rid of Partey. And then I have this Too Faced bronzer. This is a little mini. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it because I've had this one forever, so it's probably expired. And then I have Jaclyn Hill Blush and Bronzer Duo. I have Sunkiss and Bronze Moment. This is so beautiful. It's currently my very favorite bronzer that I'm using. Keeping this. And then I have the Hourglass Ambient Cheek Palette. This I got 2 years ago now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and keep it just because I don't really have any more blushes. So I'm keeping this. And then I have this Lancome Press eyeshadow. I am actually gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. I've had this very long time. So yeah, such a pretty duochrome pink orange color. And just in case you're wondering, it is in the shade 201. So there's my top drawer. So then I am at the last makeup drawer. All right, so here I have my LORAC Pro palettes, and this is the second one. This one I got not that long ago, so I'm going to keep that. Then I have the second version. This one I am gonna go ahead and let go of just because it's very well loved and I'm nearly done. I have 2 paint pots by MAC. I have Groundwork and Vintage Selection. These I got this year. Putting that there. And then I have the Dior Forever and 2N. This is the one that I mentioned that I mixed with the 3N shade, so I'm putting that up here. I have this Revlon Color Stay Full Cover Foundation in 220 matte. This is actually too light for me, so I'm getting rid of that. I have 2 Naked palettes. I have Naked 2 and Naked 3. Naked 2 I love, and Naked 3 is right here. I use it so I'm just gonna hang on to those. Then I have another Vice palette, and this one is, I don't know, I think it's like Vice 2. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I'm keeping the brush though, because those are very good brushes. And then I have the LORAC Pro Mega palette. This is very nice, and I actually don't really use this, so I just kind of keep it in here. But I like the color selection, so I'm keeping that. And then I have the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is a beautiful palette that I also keep in here, so I am keeping this one as well. And then I just have my sharpener, which you always need a sharpener. And that is all of my makeup collection. Actually, I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to finish this one, and then I let go of some of the eyeshadow palettes, so I think that should be fine. All right, so very quickly, I do have one drawer that has just a little bit more makeup in it. It's just my lashes. So I have some lashes in this Lady Boss case, which are pretty. And then I have some brand new lashes here. So I'm just going to keep all of the lashes. And then the lash glue is new. I bought it whenever I got these. So it is still good. And then I just have some Anastasia brow carving plates there, which are laminate, so they're fine. And then I found my little thing for my my curler, so perfect. Out of the makeup that I was going to, like I was so about, I'm gonna get rid of the little lipsticks, and I'm also gonna get rid of the YSL lipstick. I am actually going to rescue this one off of the trash and keep it, because I'm looking at all the colors and I'm seeing that I have a lot of neutrals, and this has some fun colors in here. And well, so that is everything. It is definitely very late in the day. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me and sticking through the end of this video. And I hope that I inspired you to declutter some areas of your home. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I'll link some of the products that I have, like my little box here, down below. And thank you so much again. If you liked it, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.